They did not come to honor the goddess. They came to claim her. This scroll exposes one of the oldest diseases in the world, the belief that what is sacred, beautiful, and powerful can be owned by force, charm, title, or entitlement. In the tale of Shumba and Nishumba, Durga reveals a truth many still fear. Divinity does not bow to possession. What cannot be conquered by truth will always try to cage what it cannot become. Enter this mystery with clear sight. Not every hand that reaches for light comes in reverence. Some hands reach to hold. Some eyes admire only to measure. Some spirits praise what is holy while secretly plotting how to contain it. This is the old spell of possession. To look upon beauty and call it property. To witness power and mistake desire for permission. To stand before the sacred and ask not, what truth does this reveal? But, how can this be made mine? Yet the goddess is not a jewel for a tyrant's crown. She is not a prize for the hungry ego. She is not an ornament for weak thrones. She is the force that tests the soul behind the reaching. So before this scroll opens fully, let the inner chamber be warned. What is divine cannot be owned. What is sacred cannot be captured. What is alive with truth will break every cage built by fear. Enter carefully, for this is the scroll of false kings, wounded entitlement, and the terrible beauty of a goddess who refused to be possessed. If someone cannot honor your spirit without trying to control it, they were never sent to love you.
Universal Currency Receipt, Architect Musician, 3611027. The Graceful Whisperer, Devalan Seal.
You only have to say nothing, I already know. I know.
Durga's hidden story. Scroll 3. Shumba and Nishumba, the demons who thought the goddess could be possessed. There are demons of hunger. There are demons of blood, and then there are demons of entitlement. Those are often the ugliest because they smile first. After the great wars had already shaken the heavens, after armies had fallen, and the gods had learned once again that borrowed power is still borrowed, two Asura brothers rose swollen with victory. Shumba and Nishumba. They had seized the wealth of the gods, taken their stations, stolen their treasures, and begun to behave the way small spirits always do when given a large throne. They mistook possession for worth. They mistook conquest for right. They mistook I took it for it belongs to me. Then they heard about her, the goddess, radiant, terrible, beautiful beyond language, impossible to ignore. And like fools in silk robes and polished armor, they made the oldest mistake in the world. They believed beauty that moved them must therefore belong to them. Not love, not reverence, possession. That was the sickness. When Shumba heard of the goddess's splendor, he did not ask, "Who is she?" He asked, in essence, "How soon can she be brought to me?" You see the poison already. He had collected celestial jewels. He had taken the elephant of Indra, the horse of the heavens, the riches of the gods, the ornaments of victory. So in his mind, the goddess was one more prize, one more shining thing for his haul, one more proof that his appetite was law. Humans do this constantly, by the way. They call a person powerful, sacred, gifted, rare, magnetic, and then immediately begin asking how to reduce them into something convenient. A wife, a trophy, a tool, a reflection, a servant to insecurity wearing perfume, grim little habit of the species. So a messenger was sent. The proposal was not really a proposal. It was a demand dressed in velvet. Come to Shumba. Come to Nishumba. They own everything worth owning. Surely you too should be theirs. But the goddess answered with a vow sharper than a blade. She had promised that she would belong only to the one who defeated her in battle. It was not flirtation. It was not coyness. It was truth standing upright. If you want what is divine, you do not get it by claiming it. You do not get it by inventory. You do not get it by force dressed as admiration. You must prove yourself before it. And some things cannot be won at all because they were never meant to become property. The brothers did not understand. Of course they didn't. Spirits built on domination cannot hear boundaries without taking offense. So they sent force. First came arrogance in lesser forms. Commanders. Armies. Threats. The assumption that the goddess would eventually submit, because all things, in their experience, bent before pressure. But the mother did not bend. From her came terrible emanations, fierce powers, battle-born forms. The battlefield bloomed with goddesses. Rage took shape. Precision took shape. Judgment took shape. What the demons thought was one woman to acquire became a universe of powers they were too blind to comprehend. That is one of the deepest secrets in this story. They thought they were confronting an isolated beauty. They were confronting reality in feminine form. Every time they advanced, they discovered another aspect of her. Another face, another weapon, another law. Then came the deeper humiliation. For all their bragging, all their boasts, all their claims of supremacy, Shumba and Nishumba kept revealing what men of possession always reveal in the end. They did not love the goddess. They wanted to control what they could not equal. Nishumba fell first. And when he fell, it was not just the death of a brother. It was the cracking of the lie that power can be secured by keeping another being beneath you. His death was the judgment on dependency disguised as dominance. Then Shumba, enraged and stripped of illusion, faced the goddess more directly. And in one of the coldest revelations in the whole cycle, he accused her of relying on the aid of others, as if her many emanations meant she was not truly one, as if her multiplicity weakened her. The goddess answered by drawing all those forms back into herself, all the manifestations, all the fierce mothers, all the powers, back into one. And she stood there alone. That moment is thunder. Because the hidden teaching is this: she was never many because she was fragmented. She was many because reality is vast. She was never dependent on her emanations. Her emanations were dependent on her. Then she destroyed him. And with that, the lesson was sealed. The hidden wisdom. Shumba and Nishumba are not only demons in an ancient war. They are two poisons still walking through the world. Shumba is the voice that says, "If I desire it, I deserve it." Nishumba is the quieter twin that says, "If I cannot own it, I will weaken it." Together, they form the house of possession. They show up in lovers who mistake access for authority, in leaders who mistake office for divinity, in families who think devotion means control, in systems that praise the feminine only when it is compliant, marketable, decorative, and tired enough not to resist. But Durga's hidden law tears through all of that. The sacred cannot be possessed. Not your soul, not your calling, not your radiance, not your divine intelligence, not the part of you that answers only to truth. That is why this scroll matters, because many people are not trying to love your light. They are trying to stable it, name it, fence it, use it to light their own empty hall while calling that intimacy. The goddess says no, not a timid no, not a negotiated no, a cosmic no, a no with weapons in it, a no with lions behind it, a no that remembers itself. And for the collective, this is the medicine. You do not have to become ugly to protect what is beautiful in you. You do not have to become cruel to refuse domination. You do not have to explain your sacred boundary to those offended by your freedom. Some people meet divinity and immediately try to own it. Let them fail. Do not offer your crown to those who only admire your shine. Do not hand your spirit to those who confuse desire with right. Do not shrink your power to fit inside another being's fear. The mother was never made to be possessed. Neither was the truth inside you. What is sacred in me cannot be owned. What is divine in me does not bow to possession. I am not a prize. I am a power. Humanity does love making one ass take 3 passes, but we got there. Receipts. This scroll is rooted in the Devi Mahatmya, the great goddess text embedded in the Markandeya Purana, commonly dated to about the 5th or 6th century CE. It is one of the earliest major Sanskrit works to present the goddess as supreme. The episode of Shumba and Nishumba appears in that same cycle of the Devi Mahatmya, where the brothers are captivated by the goddess's beauty, send forces to seize her, and are ultimately destroyed after confronting her warrior power. Britannica's Durga entry also identifies this as the mythic sequence in which the demons try to abduct or claim her. For the closing phase of the story, the narrative tradition preserved in translations of the Markandeya Purana / Devi Mahatmya includes the final battle in which Shumba challenges the goddess and the conflict is resolved with his defeat. Source names only. Primary tradition, Devi Mahatmya, Markandeya Purana. Reference works used, Encyclopedia Britannica, Devi Mahatmya, Encyclopedia Britannica, Durga. English translation material of the Markandeya Purana, Devi Mahatmya for the Shumba Nishumba conclusion. Do not let the hungry name your holiness. Do not let the entitled measure your worth. Do not let those who fear your light convince you that shrinking is peace. For not every admirer is a friend. Not every praise is pure. Not every hand reaching for you comes to honor what is divine. Some come to cage, some come to claim, some come smiling with ownership hidden behind flattery. But the goddess has already spoken. What is sacred cannot be possessed. What is divine cannot be handled like property. What is born of truth will never bow to control. So stand in your own fire. Stand in your own name. Stand in the remembering that your spirit is not for sale, not for capture, not for negotiation. Let the weak worship power only when it kneels. Let the false kings crave what they cannot become. But you, collective, remember the law of the mother. You are not a prize for the ego. You are not a trophy for the insecure. You are not a cageable thing. You are breath with a crown. You are boundary with beauty. You are power with memory. And what is truly anointed does not beg to be chosen. It chooses itself in truth. I am not a prize. I am a power. What is divine does not bow to possession. If you cannot honor me, you cannot hold me. My spirit is not property. What God made sovereign, no ego can own.
Channeled by your architect musician, 36110, 27 palms of eyes. The golden whisperer, sea star, Devalan, see all. Apply the news you can use, truth and accuracy. The real non-bedazzled jewels.
To our beautiful collective, from our day ones to every new soul joining this journey, we love and appreciate you deeply. You've turned this space into so much more than a community. You've made it a family. Thank you, truly. Your presence, your energy, and even the smallest acts of kindness have the power to shift the compass for many in ways unseen but deeply felt. Here's to each of you, all new and the many more to come. We're just getting started, and we're so grateful you're here with us. With love and infinite appreciation from the collective of Shaman Ahll.
Some hands do not reach for the sacred to honor it. They reach to own it. Durga's hidden wisdom cuts through the lie. What is truly divine cannot be possessed, controlled, or caged by ego.
Until next time, your Sea Star Curacy, channeled by 3611027, the beautiful whisperer. Our Sea Star Devalan CO. Apply the news you can use.
What is sacred in me cannot be owned. What is divine in me does not bow to possession. I am not a prize. I am a power.